Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. If you're new around here, my name is Hannah Martin and I'm a professional dancer with Birmingham Ballet. In this particular video, I kind of want to talk about the hustle culture. I feel like the hustle culture in the ballet industry is probably even more extreme than in some other industries. I feel like every day I have to push and push and push. But we're going to explore that a little bit today. Good morning everyone. Yes, my voice is not okay today, but if you're new around here, my name is Hannah Martin and I'm going to take you just through a regular rehearsal day here at the Birmingham Royal Ballet. Let's hope we get through. I've been a little bit under the weather if you can't tell this week, but we're going to have a good rehearsal day. We're going to have a good time. It's all about perspective. Right, let's get to the gym. So before we get deep diving into today's topic, I just want to quickly talk about my full body flexibility program. It is a 4-week course, but you can access it lifetime. So you don't have to do it over 4 weeks if you don't want to. You can purchase it and you have it for life. This is actually what I did a little bit before my class this morning. It's a great way to enhance your flexibility, improve your flexibility. If you've been trying to get the splits for the longest time, I definitely recommend checking it out. The link will be in the description down below. It has helped hundreds of others achieve their best flexibility. So back to the video. I definitely was struggling a little bit during class. I don't know if I even got to the end of class on this particular day because I knew I had a long rehearsal. We had about 3-4 hours of rehearsal, which was just running through the entire Don Q ballet because we were touring to Plymouth the following week, which I'll talk about in a bit later. And then I actually went home for the weekend for Mother's Day. Hey peeps, totally hijacking this vlog because I started vlogging the weekend and I went home and kind of crashed out. I hadn't been back home to see my family in like 2 months, 2 and a bit months, which I know for people who live abroad, like that's really not that long, but for me that was quite a long time. I'd kind of set apart a lot of my weekends to work in the studios and stuff, so I didn't have a lot of opportunity to go home this year because I was just quite focused on my goals and what I want to achieve. And obviously last year I didn't get to do that because of my injury, so I was like, okay, this year I'm locking in, like it's time. And that was good, but I definitely needed a break. I feel like, actually, I'm just going to jump on here and talk about how it's so necessary to take a break. And for people like me, it's not always easy. And I thought post my injury, I was better at taking breaks. And I feel like I've spoken so much about it. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm a changed human being. But I'm going to be honest, like the last couple of weeks, like I have been struggling because my body has been telling me I need a break, but my brain has not been kind of allowing me to take a break. So I've been trying. My version of taking a break is like I'll still do ballet class and I'll still do maybe an hour of extra stuff, and that's like for me still a lot less than I normally do. We've had a rehearsal week, so the last video you saw we were in Manchester, and then last week we had just a rehearsal week where I didn't actually have many rehearsals. I only had like rehearsals on Friday and I had some yesterday, which was Monday, so it was a good recovery week for me. But I feel like when we have those weeks my body goes into, okay, now we're gonna go like into death mode and like just feel rubbish for a week, which I don't always find easy, like especially after the high of performing and being on stage to then not having much on. I find it difficult to go from, going 3 million miles an hour to 0, and I want to keep pushing and I want to keep improving, but my body was definitely saying the opposite. And I think learning how to listen to it. And I know it's difficult because, so often the time we feel like we don't want to do things. Like that's like a lot of people's main problem, and also mine, is like I get to work sometimes, I'm like, I don't really feel like doing this reformer session. I don't feel like doing this workout. I don't feel like pushing myself. And knowing how to interpret that between my body is tired and a little bit ill and we actually just need to take a step back and you're just lazy, come on, get on and do it. Those two signals like sometimes get crossed. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, you're just saying that because you feel like a little bit of a tickly throat, like get on with it. So I think learning a bit more self-compassion is still something I'm practicing, and God is helping me rehearse that a lot because I haven't been like feeling my best for a few weeks now, like 2 or 3 weeks, and that's just like super frustrating because I'm like, I want to push, and the body's like, we can't push right now, you've got to give us a break. So I think that's something I'm learning, and maybe it's something people can relate to. Also, like if you push in those zones when your body is not feeling on top of the world, sometimes you can risk your risk of injury is higher. So I'm just trying to protect my body, trying to protect also like my brain. Like when I'm pushing, when I'm not well, it's not a good mental thing either. So I think that is something I've struggled with the last week, so I thought I'd just share that. But anyhow, the last few weeks have been absolutely mental with the shows, getting back performing. I feel like I'm starting to reach somewhat of a level that I'm getting happier with. I'm never satisfied, but I'm like, okay, we're making progress, we're improving. And I think it's a bit addictive, that feeling, because you don't want to stop the like momentum you feel like you're having. So like getting ill is just like getting in the way. You're like, oh, I can just kind of work through this. And in some cases you can work through like a little bit of illness, a little bit of tiredness, but it's when it's prolonged, which this one has been a little bit more prolonged. So I'm just like, okay, we've got to listen, we've got to slow down a bit. And that doesn't mean that our progress is going to slow down. Sometimes when you rest, you actually get like, you download all of the information that you've kind of been plugging yourself with for the last few weeks. So that's what I'm hoping and trusting God for, is that all the hard work I've been putting in is just kind of downloading into my body while I'm resting. But I think I was on a coaching call with an Academy member. Oh my days, words. Okay. I was on a coaching call with an Academy member literally last night. You can join the Academy, by the way. Link is in the description. And we were talking about like finding ways to rest, because for, go-getters, high achievers, like finding actually good ways to rest is not always easy. So I recommended trying to find like one thing a week, like setting out an hour of your week to do that thing. Like, and it can't be anything to do with your art form, anything to do with like your goal. Like, I just want you to like, whether it's reading a book or whether it's, for me, on my days, I've been doing this thing now and I feel like, it feels maybe slightly pretentious, but the other week I went to a coffee shop and I listened to classical music. Because I was like so tired, I didn't really want to like read or do anything. Normally I work on my like social media stuff, and I was like, I'm just so tired, I don't have the brain capacity for this. So I just put on classical music and sat in the coffee shop for like 2 hours listening to classical music. And I was like, what is this? I really enjoy it. And people watching. I never got people watching because I was always too busy. But this week when I had a bit more time, I like sat in town square and I just people watched for like a half an hour. It was too cold to stay out longer, but like just watching, like, wow, I wonder what that person's doing in their life. Oh, I wonder what he's running off to, or anything like that. Of course, you get some weirdos who come up and ask you whether you want to travel around the world with them because it's Birmingham, and that gets awkward. And then you have to leave. But I mean, is that anyone else's experience, or is it just mine? Yeah, this bloke came up to me and was like, oh, are you Spanish? I'm like, that's a new one on me. I've never been asked if I'm Spanish before, but you know what? I took it as a compliment, and then proceeded to say that he'd take me all around the world. And I was like, interesting. I know nothing about you. Have a great day. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but that was just a part of my people watching experience. Anyhow, I don't know. This vlog has definitely taken turns that I didn't think it was going to. I thought it was going to be like the regular vlog, but I felt like this was on my heart to talk about how also resting is such a biblical thing, and wait on the Lord and he will renew your strength. And that is something I am learning day on day. It doesn't say do and he will give you the strength you need. It says wait. And waiting can look different in different seasons. And in this season, this last week, waiting has looked like resting and taking time away. I needed some time away from the studio. I took 2 days off for the first time in, I want to say 2 months. Yeah, I took 2 days off consecutively. Been working like 6-day weeks most weeks, even if like Saturday it's just like a couple of hours session in the studio. And it was right. It was a thing that my body needed, my mind needed it as well. Sometimes your body doesn't need it, but sometimes your mind does. And that was really, really healthy. And going home for Mother's Day was definitely a huge highlight and definitely the right thing to do. I wasn't sure if I was going to go home because traveling is quite taxing and it's quite a long way for me. Obviously, I say this with like, some people are like living on the other side of the world, so I understand it's not that long, but like I traveled home and it took about 4 or 5 hours on the train. But like God literally cleared my schedule. Like I had plans for weekends like penciled in, and then suddenly everyone was cancelling, and I was like, okay, this is a sign. We need to go home. We need to see the family. I want my mum to feel like the queen that she is. And it was, although I was a bit ill, it was great to spend time with them. And yeah, my mum is My mum's amazing. I mean, you've probably seen her in the other vlogs. So yeah, learning how to rest and know and trust. I feel like when we're doing a lot and we're doing and doing and doing and doing, I'll be really trusting because then we're trying to do it in our own strength. So anyway, that's probably a sermon for another day. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. Do click the subscribe button if you enjoyed my rambling, because there's plenty more rambling where that's come from. And I really hope that you have a great week. I meant to mention I should be packing right now. It's like 8:30 in the morning. I got up at 6:30 because I didn't pack this yesterday because I got really tired after a day at work. And I'm off to Plymouth this week. So after I finish this video, we are going to go straight on to the next one, touring in Plymouth. It should be a lot of fun, and I will be taking you all along with me. So do make sure to subscribe because you don't want to miss out on that adventure. We actually have like an Airbnb, which is like a mansion. So I'm kind of excited about that. I have no idea what that's going to look like, but I'm excited to see what Airbnb we've got. But it's going to be a long travel day. So we've got class now and then a long travel to Plymouth, which should be fun. If you did make it all the way to the end, make sure to comment this emoji, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Make sure to dream big and to make it happen. Bye.